A lot of us actually desires wealth in life, but unfortunately, we are not ready to pay the price of being very rich or wealthy. A lot of people, eventually manage to acquire wealth and they constitute what I always call the minority in society, while a lot of people on the other end who constitute the majority wallow and swim and drown in the tsunami of debt. Debt is actually an impediment. Debt is a problem, and debt is not anything that anyone should actually desire what in life. Unfortunately, the school that we actually go to does not teach us about financial education or financial success or the principles that it entails to be successful in life. So the school does not teach us this process or these principles. And irrespective of your level of education, you will always see or know that there is actually something deficient or lacking when you don't have financial education. We are actually in an economic system that is called capitalism. And because we are actually in a system that is called capitalism, capitalism has actually been programmed to favor those that are actually financially educated, that have what we call financial education. So if you don't have financial education in the capitalist system, it will be very difficult and tedious and cumbersome and impossible, or it might become a mirage for one to become wealthy in their life. Now, to be successful, to be financially independent, and to be financially empowered in an economic system called capitalism, it actually entails some certain principles which I am going to analyze in this study. Now, as a result of this scenario, and what is that scenario? The scenario that most people do not have financial education. A lot of people do not know how to spend money, on how to utilize money, on how to manage their money, and does not know how to invest their money. This is a very big problem in our society because we have three classes of people in our society. Like I discussed previously in my last lecture, we have the those that actually belong to the broke group, the broke group. Then we also have the second one, which is the middle class, and we have the third one, which is what the elite class. Now, when you're talking about the broke class, you're talking about people that actually, whenever they make money, they spend the money. They make the money and spend the money. There is no room for investment. There is no room for savings. There is no room for future plan. You get the money, you spend the money. Then the middle class are people that actually intends to upgrade their credit card facilities or their credit card loan or their credit card finances by what? By making payments monthly so that their credit rating can be increased and they can have access to more money. Now, if you actually belong to this class of people, it is also not a very good one. But the most important and the most profitable among the three of them is what is the elite class. For the elite class, these are the investors. These are actually people that would actually invest their money. They don't spend the money recklessly, or they don't engage or find themselves in what I call the rat race, or they are always looking for opportunities in everything they do. And what is that opportunity? Financial opportunity. So you have to decide which category you actually wanted to become or belong to, either the broke class, the wealthy class, or the middle class. But I will choose the wealthy class because these are the so-called investors. Now, so the system called capitalism has actually been programmed to favor those that can actually invest their money and what and in this process, the money is actually working for them and growing for them. And in the future, the money can actually sustain their lifestyle. So the hallmark, the principles or the purpose of what? Of financial education is to increase your wealth, to build you up to be wealthy, and also to live up to your financial expectations in the future. It should be noted that money works far beyond ordinary savings. So, if you actually belong to the category of people that believes that if I save money, I will become wealthy in the future, it is a very big mistake. Do you know the reason why? The reason for this is because over the years, inflation is going to crop in. Inflation is going to come in. And when inflation comes in, your money may not have any value again. For example, in our Nigeria present political economic situation or political economic system now, inflation has actually skyrocketed. It has actually gone up. And because of this, those that actually have money now, the money cannot even afford anything because inflation does not allow money to have a value. But in a period of inflation, that is what we're experiencing in Nigeria now, the system is actually favoring some certain people. And the classes of people this system is actually favoring are actually the investors. The system is actually paying them. Do you know the reason why? Because in a period of inflation, whether people like it or not, they will always buy, they will always consume, they will always want to fulfill their insatiable urge for hunger and for other basic necessities of life. So while you are buying those things at exorbitant prices or skyrocketed prices or big prices, the so-called investors or entrepreneurs are what? Smiling to the banks, and the so-called what? Investors that are actually attached to this set of people or class of companies or corporations or what? Or investment systems are actually what? Making what? Profit for themselves as well. So that means that in this economic system, we have two classes of what? Of people. We have the consumers and the producers. Everybody is a consumer. I am also a consumer because I buy things every day. But those that make money in this economic system are actually what? The producers because they will always make money. People will always buy from them, no matter what. So you have to let go the concept, the idea, the belief that you can actually make it when you save money. It is actually a mirage. It is not a reality because over the years, inflation will crop in and eat that money that you believe that actually stays in the bank. And don't forget also, when you leave your money in the bank, the money is creating dust and the bank is making more money at your expense. And for keeping your money in the bank, you are going to pay a lot of what? Money for keeping your money with them because they are securing your money. So your money is not creating value in a period of what? Of inflation, except you are actually an investor. So you can never get rich by simply saving your money. You must change the way you think about money for you to actually, become rich and become successful and become wealthy and lead the classes of those that belong to the social stratification of the lower in the society or the middle class in the society, then you have to change your mindset. you need financial education. This will guarantee you what we call financial success. So money does not tolerate insult. You need to know that money doesn't like an insult. It is an excellent employee, but a terrible boss. Now, what do I mean by an excellent employee? What it means there is that you have money, you can actually employ your money to do all sorts of things for you. You can decide what to use your money to buy a car, to buy a house, to buy a lot of things, to buy luxurious goods or ostentatious goods or what or exorbitant goods that are very expensive. So you can use your money for any form of what of thing. But the question is that are you using the money to create value for yourself, or you are using the money to create dust for yourself? So if you actually belong to the class of people that are always having this insatiable urge for everything because you are actually a consumer and not a producer, then there's going to be a problem. Because money is an employee, but it doesn't take insults. And it's also what a terrible boss. Why is it a terrible boss? It is a terrible boss because over time, over years, it's going to dawn on you that you have actually been able to achieve anything in life. Because when old age comes and there is no money, then you know that you have actually what wasted your tomorrow today by buying those things that you do not necessarily need. I can remember when we were in school, we were taught what we call the scale of preference, or what we call opportunity cost, which is the list of individual needs according to their level of importance. Those things that you are buying, do you actually need them, or just to create dust in your house, or you just want to let the society see you that you are actually living what to an expectation, but deep down there is nothing to show for it. So the choice is yours. So you must learn to invest and master your money. You must master your money, or your money will master you. So you have to decide today. A lot of people live in debt. That is absolutely right. A lot of people today are living in debt today. They pay for credit card, they pay for IOU, they pay for easy buy, they pay for credit facilities, they pay for loans and the mortgage financial loans and the rest of them, and they keep wallowing and swimming in the what in the ocean of debt because that debt has become what I call an invisible burden. You cannot see the burden, but it's actually a burden. So, but debt is actually a burden carried by or by the most vulnerable people. Do you belong to the classes of people that are actually vulnerable? Vulnerable means what? You are exposed. You don't have what we call financial behavior. You consume just everything you see. If you see a car, you want to buy. If you see a TV, you want to buy. If you see a shoe, you want to buy. If you see a visitor, you want to buy. If you see a shirt, you want to buy. If you see this, you see that, you want to buy everything. Because why? You have what we call an insatiable urge for consumption. So that becomes what I call an invisible burden for you because you are so vulnerable. You are so vulnerable and exposed, and you don't have what we call financial behavior. Now, it makes a lot of people, vulnerable to debt because they are always quick to spend money. So if you are actually belonging to the class of people that are always quick to spend money at every time, there is also a problem. Money is not supposed to be spent immediately or every time. There must be proper planning for money. There must be plan for savings. There must be plan for investment. And there must be plan for what? For spending as well. What am I trying to say here? You must have what I call a budget. You must have what I call a budgetary plan for you to be able to survive in this economic system. Now, in this economic system, our brain has actually been wired or controlled or put into a way that where we have to be buying, working hard. Some people will say, well, if I work very hard, I will make more money. Do you know that working hard does not make you rich? A lot of people are working hard today, but yet they are what? They are very, very poor. A lot of people are working hard today, but yet they are very, very impoverished. A lot of people are working hard, but yet they belong to what? To the classes of what we call the have not. Now, if you're actually the kind of person that you are working, I'm not saying that working is not actually good. Working is actually good. But your work must be able to create a bigger value for you. That is bigger source of what? Of income for you. So you might be working hard, but your relationship with money is not on what? On the bright side. So money does not determine your relationship. Working hard does not determine your relationship with money, but the value that you have been able to create in the society. Let me give you a very insightful analysis. For example, you cannot compare somebody that is a cleaner to an accountant. An accountant has actually gone to university to read, but a cleaner has not gone maybe probably beyond the secondary school and he stops there and that is it. But at the end of the day, the accountant is going to be paid more than what? Than the cleaner. Because why? He has a professional certificate. But the cleaner does not have a professional certificate. So value and money are the same or they are equal to each other. So if you want to make money in 2024, then you must be able to create value. You must be able to look at your surrounding and look at where they actually have a problem and you can actually provide a solution to that problem. So if you are able to provide a solution to the problem, then the society will graciously, come to you because why? You have a value and they will pay for that value. So money lives when you spend or consume it every time. Each time you spend your naira, each time you buy this, money is leaving your pocket. So please, you have to determine when to buy and not to buy. We must have a room for investment. You must invest. Any amount of money is nothing. It can be any billions of naira today, but it's actually nothing when you are not investing your money. I've said it before that over time you realize that that money that you've actually been thinking that you've actually saved over the years is actually creating what? Does not have any value any longer. Now you can see the level of inflation in Nigeria now that things are very, very high, are very expensive in the market, and a lot of people are groaning, they are crying every day of hunger, of malnutrition, of unemployment, of insecurity, of political ulbalus, and what? And the political pandemonium and economic uncertainty and economic fiasco. Do you understand now? So a lot of people need to learn from this. Investment is the key. But today, a lot of people are also smiling to the banks, though they consume like called minority, but they are smiling to the bank well, because their interest rate is increasing every day. So any level of money is nothing when you have a consumption problem. So you need to control your consumption problem by changing your mindset and your behavior. Working in the right way and what? And generating value, will actually create money for you. So if you want to make more money, if you want to make and become richer in this particular system that we're in today, then it is time for you to work really very, very hard. So working in the right way can be actually, you can actually achieve this when you actually record your monthly expenses. Your monthly expenses. Do you actually have a monthly expenses? You must have a budget that will put you through on how to spend your money. You must have a budget. Then number two, you must take control of your behavior. I've talked about that before. You need to take care of your behavior, take care of your behavior as a consumer by living below your means. You don't need to measure up with society, or you don't need to compete with your friends because your friends are buying this, then you want to buy the same thing with them. You don't need that, you understand? Because it will only wreck you and bring you down and bring you down to your knees where you now begin to swim in the tsunami of debt and indebtedness. You understand now? So you must take care of your behavior. Then you must have what I call an emergency fund. You must have the savings. Now, somebody will say savings and investment are the same thing. No, they are not the same thing. When you save money for emergency. But when you want to invest, you invest for the future. And when you talk about investment, it's something that you have to do for a longer period of time. Somebody will say, I want to save for five, I want to invest for 1 year. We're not talking about 1 year, we're not talking about 5 years, we're not talking about 10 years. Of course, 10 years is okay. We're talking about 15, 20, 25, and it can be generational. Now, if you pass it from the children to another set of generation, it becomes a legacy in the family. So, are you creating a legacy in your family, or you are not creating a legacy? So, you must have an emergency fund. Then you must avoid a lifestyle that you cannot afford. Don't engage in a lifestyle that you cannot afford because you want to be like every other person in the society. You are wearing designers every time, but your tomorrow is actually financing your today. And if care is not taken, your tomorrow, because I've actually spent it, there might be nothing left for tomorrow. And because of that, you see a lot of people walking around now at old age, they're begging up and down before they can actually what are be able to afford a square meal in a day. Because why? They have actually lost that opportunity and they did not prepare for the future. You understand now? So avoid keeping up with others. Some people have actually become so competitive. They believe that life is actually a competition. My friends buy this, I must buy it. My friends purchases this, I must buy it as well. You don't need to buy everything your friends are buying. Do you understand now? You don't need to live up to the level of your friends. If it's only one shirt that you can afford and you're washing it every day and iron it, it's okay for you. You don't need to live up to them because you need to invest in the future. You are not on the same pedestal or on the same level. So you must know where you actually belong and invest that money at the right time. Then avoid pretending to be rich. A lot of people today they pretend that they're actually rich, but they are not actually rich. You understand? So you must avoid what pretending that you're rich when you're not actually rich. Then how can you earn money? You must save every day. You must save every day. You must save every penny. If possible, you must save every time you have money. You don't have to spend every money. Like I used to say, maybe if you get like 100% of that money now, you can put 60% for investment, 20% for savings, and 20% for spending. I'm just using as an example. So you need to break it down now to what you actually want to save and spend and invest your money. So you must save every penny. Then number two, you must invest in the long term. What do I mean by investing in the long time? That is, you must invest in a long period of time where you can be able to finance your lifestyle in the future. Those vacations you actually wanted to go for, you can now go for them in the future. So then number three is that you must find the problem in the market and create a solution. Those have actually become so rich and superfluous and become so affluent and wealthy and rich in society today. They actually what look for a problem and they created what a solution for that problem. And when you create a solution to a problem, you have created a value. Examples are all over the place. McDonald's, Facebook, Google, Wikipedia, they are all there. You understand? And these guys are very rich today because why? Dangote, all of them, $10, they are all there. They are all investors. You understand now? So be one of them. I'm not saying you have to be rich as $10 or Dangote before you actually want to invest. No, you don't need to be rich as them, but you can tap into what? Into their resources by investing in their companies or investing in what I call money market funds or ALA or dollar funds or they are all there. It's real, it's not fake, it's not fictitious, it is not utopia, it's not a mirage. It is actually the reality of a life. Then create a passive income. 2024 now, because of the level of inflation in the country now, you cannot actually depend on one source of income. You have to have what I call a multifaceted or multidimensional or multi systematic way of generating income for yourself. You must have a multi-systematic way of generating income for yourself. So don't depend on one source of income because the money or the value that income is what is generating for you might be lower and cannot be able to sustain you and your family. So for you to transfer yourself from the level of the poorly or the impoverished or the poor in the society, then you must look for passive for source of income. Like what most of us are doing now, we invest our money and we are earning money every day, depending on how much you have invested. Some people are earning 1,000, some people are earning 2,000. One of my friends told me last week that he actually collected he made 8,000 naira in a day. That is money. Calculate 8,000 naira in a day in a month. That is almost 240,000 naira in a month just for an individual. Then he has other forms of other jobs that he actually doing that is making money for him as well. So it is not one source of income, but a multi-dimensional form of income. Then you must also number five, which is the last one, you must create value for the market. If you don't have value for the market, there is going to be a problem. Do you understand now? There's going to be a problem. You must have a value. And when you have a value, people will patronize you. So it doesn't matter how much you are earning in the society. If you like earn 20 million, 30 million, if you don't have financial education or if you don't have financial ideas or financial foundation, there's going to be a problem because that money at the end of the day may not even be in your account because why? It is going to be eaten over by what? By inflation. I can tell you, I can bet you that people that are actually making money today are actually the investors. They have created what I call a passive income for themselves. This is 2024. You have to be financially free. A lot of us have been taught to earn money and what and spend it immediately. That is the concept. They will tell you when you earn money, you spend it because we belong to the broke class. I used to think about that before, but when I, you know, over years and I developed myself through research and everything, I realized that a lot of people belong to this category. We make money now, we spend them into everything. You make 100 naira now, you spend 100 naira. What a life. You understand? We have what I call a broke mentality. A broke mentality, you spend every time you make money. At the end of the day, you do not have a backup or something that can support you when there is a period of what of emergency. And that is why a lot of what of families are collapsing today because of lack of what of preparation, because of lack of a plan. When you plan to fail, you are planning. When you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Money is an expression of value. Money has a lot of value. Money, the price of money is determined by the market. So if you don't have value, you cannot make money or you cannot make enough money. So money is an expression of value, and money is equal to value. So when you have a good value, you can make a good money. Do you understand now? So money is what is equal to value. A lot of people like money is what is evil. They will tell you that money is evil. Money is a taboo. Money is what is this is that. That money will lead you to hell. It will make you to forget about God. But they have forgotten that money is not evil. Money is a medium of exchange. Money amplifies who we are. Money, facilitates business transaction. Money fulfills our obligations. Money helps us to become who we are. So if you don't have money, how do you want to fulfill your financial obligations every day? So money is not a taboo. Money is not evil. Money opens up what I call options and amplifies who really we are in the society. So if you want to belong to the what to the kedar of what of those that are on the higher level, then it is high time you amplify yourself by what? By not seeing money as a taboo, but seeing money as a representation of who you really are, of who you actually are. For those that consume all the time, money is a debt. Do you understand? So you must not consume all the time. You must be a producer and not a consumer. I'm not saying you should not buy, you should not spend your money, but don't put all your resources, all your hard-earned money into consumption. Do you understand now? Into consumption. So for those that are consumed by debt, are those that find themselves what in credit card issues or what or problems, and their relationship with money is not an equal relationship. So your relationship with money at this point in time is that money should be working for you. Your relationship with money now that money should be growing for you. You will be sending money on errand, and money will be answering you. That is where you are supposed to be. Money is supposed to be running errands for you. So money will come when you create value in the form of what of work that you offer to people. So today, I'm begging you, create value for yourself. Create something that will make people to look for you and want to give you something that will that in return they will give you money for what you have rendered to them. That is for the services you have given to them. So a lot of people spend their entire money without even savings. That system or that idea or that belief is not what is not the right one. This is because their consumption is very, very high. So if you are the type that consumption is very, very high, or you don't have know how to control your money, or you don't know how to control the way you spend money, you need to have what we call what? A budget. You understand now? So your relationship between consumption and production is this. Your consumption should be lower compared to what? Your production. So in other words, what I'm saying here is that your production should be higher and your consumption should be lower. And the gap or the parameter between them should be very, very spacious. So you spend what? Less and what? And invest there more. You spend less and invest there more. So in this economic system called capitalism, you must be in the category of the producers. I'm not saying you should open a company. I'm not saying you should open a workplace. If you don't have the money to do like Bill Gates and all these guys that are starting a business now, you can actually what? Invest in investment portfolios. And investment portfolios what will take you to that Jerusalem that you wanted to be in the future. If you are very disciplined, if you are articulate, if you are what, if you are pragmatic, if you are focused on what on achieving that particular things, which what you actually have. So if you don't want to have an endless destructive pursuit for consumption, there is our time that your production should be what? Your value should be more than what? Than your consumption. Create value for yourself, create money for yourself, engage in what? In multifaceted streams of what? Of income, and you see that what that in the future, your future is going to be secure. On this note, I will end my topic. If you never subscribe, I beg go subscribe. You can see that this topic is very, very, very hot. The system has been programmed that you don't know all these things. They will never tell you. Nobody will tell you all these things. I'm telling you. Except that person truly loves you with the love of God. Nobody will tell you all this information I'm giving you. They will never tell you. Because nobody wants you to become richer than them. They will not tell you this information. They will not tell you about investment. They will not tell you about savings. They will not tell you about spending your money and how to manage your money. They will not tell you about what we call value and money. They will not tell you all these things. Because most people, we're in a competitive system and most people do not even want other people to be richer than them. So they will not give you all this information. But now you have the information, you have the power. Because information is what is actually power. Take an advantage of this situation and act now before it is too late. My name is David Oni, and my YouTube channel is what? It's David Oniwis. For our returning subscribers, you say very thank you. And if you have not subscribed yet, please go and subscribe now. And for those that actually would let their comment on how to serve them better, we actually appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your effort. Thank you, God, thank you so much for your encouragement. We really appreciate everything. Till meet next time, thank you all and God bless you. Bye bye.